Welcome to Wingin' It with Wingo with me as your host, Derek Wingo, where we're bringing Gator Nation closer to their athletes through weekly deep dives and into player stories with exclusive behind-the-scenes access. Welcome to Wingin' It with Wingo with your host, Derek Wingo, brought to you by Florida Victorious. If you don't know too much about Florida Victorious, they are a fan club that offers memberships from $15 to $250 a month that helps support your athletes, help us give opportunities like this, and helps me give inside, behind-the-scenes access for Gators athletes. All right, we'll jump right into it for our fun fact of the day. Since we're going to be talking about a little bit about basketball later on in the show, we're bringing on Will Richards, who just had their first game earlier this week. Did you know University of Florida is the only school in NCAA history that has won both football and basketball national championships in the same year? I'm sure most of you guys know that was 2006. Basketball also went on to win in 2007 for back-to-back years. That's pretty cool. We'll jump right into it. The rivalry, right? Florida, Georgia, we just came off that game. Obviously, it wasn't the result that we wanted, right? And it sucks saying this, especially as a player, but I am proud of the way that, we performed, the way that defense was able to go out there and compete, and that just shows that we can compete with anybody in the country. Despite the injuries that we had, despite everything that we are overcoming, we went out and competed, and we played very, very well. I'm sure everybody saw it just came out. DJ Lagway's injury is not as serious as it came off to be originally. So I'm hoping that the training staff is able to kind of take care of him, stay on top of that to hopefully him coming back later in this season. It did feel a little bit weird going against Trevor Etienne. It was kind of funny at times. He, in fact, did not finish the game. I think he had a rib injury or something like that. But, it's always cool to kind of see those guys. I'm super happy to know that he's doing well. And then overall, just, happy with the way that, we performed, this team, how hard they fought. And it's just, playing hard for the University of Florida. At the end of the day, that's all you can ask for is them just kind of giving everything that you got. But it is always cool to see guys like that. I know we always talk about in the locker room. We keep those group chats that we have from previous years. We get to see guys like Antoine Powell, who, I think he's a sack leader now in all of NCAA. Princely, he just got SEC Defensive Player of the Year. And then, guys like Donovan McMillan, doing his thing over at Pitt. It's cool staying in contact with guys like that. You never know if you're going to sign with, the agency later on in the season when you're going and training, or you might end up even training together, or even going to the same team later on at the next level. So that would definitely be pretty cool. I had to bring it up. I think it's something cool that people actually don't get to see. So after the game, you get to see some of the guys that chopping it up. One of my good friends of mine, Jalen Walker, the linebacker for the University of Georgia, we got to talk a little bit. We spent some time on the SEC Council the past 2 years. So we were chopping it up after the game, and sometimes it's hard, right? You gotta cover your mouth a little bit while you're talking. You see all the cameras, you see the boomstick kind of come in, and them trying to pick up stuff, and it's kind of weird. Sometimes you just want to have a regular conversation, see how other guys are doing, and just kind of chop it up. And you got to be careful because you never know kind of what might be said that comes out as a headline or something crazy like that, and it's kind of twisted your words a little bit. So you got to be careful as athletes, and that's something that you see, at the collegiate level, at the next level, and kind of all around just like sports in general, where you have to kind of be careful with your words and kind of what's being said. All right, so we'll kind of talk about this transition to the NFL. Right, I've got a lot of questions on how that kind of works. Me specifically going through this process right now and doing that with a bunch of different guys was kind of give you guys some insight at what that kind of looks like. So obviously, we have the next 4 weeks of the season, right? Trying to stay healthy, trying to do everything to take care of your body, and then just perform to the best of your ability, right? And what that looks like after the season is when you're looking at which kind of NFL agent you want to sign with. You don't have to sign with an NFL agent, but there's opportunities that you can have, and you're building those relationships throughout the entire season, talking to different guys. Me personally, I've reached out to guys like Ventrell and Bernie who've kind of went through that process, right? Who kind of guide you, give you some tips and reminders. I know Gator Maid and Savannah Bailey do an amazing job with giving you like questionnaires and stuff like that, the right questions to ask, and making sure that you're able to pick the best fit for you, right? So when you're doing that, the timeline for that is kind of once the season ends, you're at the end of the day kind of hoping to make that Senior Bowl, right? There's the Reese's, there's the Shrine Bowl, there's the Hula Bowl, there's all those kind of bowls that they do have, and that's where they'll have NFL teams that are there the entire time, watching you play. They're sitting down with you, doing meetings and stuff like that to kind of see what type of person you are. So that's a time like that. So after the season, you're hoping to get into a bowl game with your team, and then hoping to get in like a Senior Bowl, which to kind of compete with some of the top players in college football. And then that's when you sign with your agent and you're looking at your training destination, whether or not that you're going home, whether or not you're traveling across the country to be able to be at the best facilities to kind of take care of your body, right? Get the right training, prepare for the combine and the pro day, and all things like that. And then everyone's pro day is actually different, right? University of Florida is kind of normally towards the end of March. So like personally, my schedule of training might look different than someone else's to match up with the timeline. So it's all kind of different, but it's specified to you, right? The nutrition, the training, what maybe I need to work on more than a specific athlete to kind of make sure my numbers are higher. So, and then when you are signing with these agents, some of the things that you look at are, your housing, because you got to remember, you're now not getting paid from the school, right? You can't get NIL from the school. So that's one thing. Once you're getting older, you have to realize, those checks stop coming. So you have to make sure that you're able to pay certain rent, whatever bills you have. And that's something that you're able to work out with these agents, whether or not you're getting a stipend for those months, or kind of what it might look like for you to have a way to, control and manage your life for those, 3.5 months before you kind of transition to a team, right? So you're doing that. And all agents kind of do it differently, whether or not they want all that money back that they kind of basically lended you to have that training and to have that housing, or it's them getting that percentage on the back end once you sign that NFL contract. So once you sign the NFL contract, it's more, most of the time, the percentage they're hoping to kind of get that back based off your performance. But at the end of the day, you don't always have to sign with an agent. There's guys like Lamar Jackson who uses his mom as his agent, someone who handles his finances and everything like that. Definitely saved a little bit of money, but I'm not sure he's too worried about it now with the kind of money that he makes. So I'm super excited for this kind of transition. I know a lot of the guys are getting together, kind of talking about it, what it's going to be like, what guys are looking at training, because guys like to train together, right? You talked about just keeping those relationships throughout all of college, guys that you enjoy training with, enjoy working out with, and, kind of going to go at it together. So, that's something that I'm super excited personally. I know guys all across, college football are looking forward to in the future. And then also just, staying focused on these next couple of weeks of college football and staying healthy. At the end of the day, that's all you can really do. So I'm excited. When we come back, we're going to have Will Richards. They just played their first game over at UCF, got a big win for the first game of the season. And then they're going to come back this week to play their first home game in the O-Dome when we come back. Welcome back to Wingin with Wingo for episode 9. Got our special guest, Will. Well, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, Will Richard, number 5 guard from Fairburn, Georgia for the Gators basketball team.
All right, so we'll start it off. Huge win last night, right? First game of the season. What was that like, kind of just going over to play the Invitational in Jacksonville, first game of the season?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to get back out there with the guys. Everybody was amped up. It was first game of the season, so I was glad to be back out there. Yeah,
so you got to play USF, right? I know Coach Raheem. What was that, kind of the emotions going through your head, everything like that, especially with it just, him passing away at an early age, it being the first game of the season and everything?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and we knew those guys were going to go out there and, play hard for him and stuff like that. I was close to him. He recruited me in high school, and then when I entered the portal my freshman year of college, he just called me and was like, I'm not recruiting you, but I just want to give you advice if you ever need anything. I'm here for you and stuff like that. So it was definitely tough with the news and stuff like that, but it was good to go out there and get that win.
Yeah, definitely. I know you're super excited for this 2024 season. I know I'm excited to go. I've got to have the chance to be at a couple of games at the O-Dome. What's some of the games you're looking forward to the most this year? Just being able to play with the guys, whether it's a home game, away game.
Yeah, to be honest, every game. But I know the SEC is such a competitive league, so you can't really take a game off in the SEC. I feel like I'm looking forward to every one of those games.
Yeah. So some of the games that I've been to in the O-Dome, we actually get out of practice when you guys are kind of getting ready and stuff like that, and we see the crazy lines out the back of the O-Dome, and I've seen students in costumes and all kinds of crazy things. Have you ever seen what's the craziest thing you've kind of seen, guys in costumes in back of the free throw line, or I've seen the big pictures of the head bobs and all that kind of stuff?
Man, I'll just say it's some people with some some questionable body types with shirts off behind stuff behind the free throw line trying to get you distracted and stuff like that. But I mean, like, you get used to it. You learn to focus in.
You ever had someone do something crazy for you?
I mean, you'll hear some people like yelling some weird stuff like that, trying to get you off your game. But I mean, I got used to it now.
All right, so I got to bring it up. The freshman, Oliver, he's like 6'9". I get to see him walking around in the facility a bunch of times. I've never had a conversation with him, but when I look at him, it's just like I have to like look my head up like that. What's it like? What have you seen from him? And then kind of like, what's it like? Just someone that tall.
Man, that first week was weird. I mean, like, I've never been around somebody that tall. I try not to stand close to him in public, but I mean, it's been real good. He's came in, he's worked hard, he's been adjusting very well. So, I mean, other than him being almost 8 foot tall, I mean, it's been a pleasure to be around him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's closer to the rim, so
yeah,
I guess
he is.
I guess that definitely,
he dunks without jumping, so it's different.
That's crazy. Just kind of dunk your hand right in there. That's very cool. So some of your past, right? You went to Belmont and then transferred here over to the University of Florida.
Yeah.
What was that kind of transition like, making that decision, out of high school going to Belmont and then here to University of Florida? Did you have like a host that kind of took you around here? Or what was that kind of like?
Yeah, so high school I wasn't recruited very highly. I was recruited by like a lot of mid-major schools and stuff like that. So had one good year at Belmont and then I entered the portal. And after that it was like there was a lot of schools reaching out, but I took my first visit here, and as soon as I got on campus, I was like, this is home. Like, I don't want to entertain any other schools and stuff like that. So made a decision to come here, and it was kind of different because Golden was coming in too. So there was really no, like, players to host me for. I was here with, like, Kawasi Reeves, I guess, and some of the other guys that returned. But it was really just the coaching staff, Coach Golden, and the guys that he brought in. Yeah. And they were just showing me around. Yeah, I mean, that's what you kind of,
even for me, like, making the decision to come to the University of Florida, understanding like the culture and everything, that the history and everything, that's where you kind of fall in love with it. Yeah. So that's definitely pretty cool. It's definitely different being playing in Missouri to Florida, right? Sure. The cold. Are you a cold guy or like the heat guy?
I like being in the heat. I like being in the heat.
I can't be in the cold.
Yeah, I can't be in the cold either. Once it gets too cold, under 40, I'm good.
See, for me, it's like under 70. So, like, there was one time we're going to practice. It's like 5 in the morning, and there was ice on my windshield, and I had no idea what to do. I'm calling my dad, waking him up, throwing water on it. It's freezing again. I had no idea what to do. So I don't know if I could have ever played in the cold or done something like that. All right, so I saw Coach Golden get super hyped up last night after a big defensive play. He was dapping him up on the side. What's it like kind of being coached by him and just, being around him?
It's fun. I mean, he's a young coach. He's a player's coach. So, I mean, it's easy to play for a guy like that. Just knowing that he wants the best for you. And he's played at the collegiate level and at a professional level. So, he knows what it takes. So, it's definitely fun playing for a coach like that.
Yeah. I got to spend some time with him over at the SEC meetings. I saw him and Coach Napier got along well. He's definitely a younger coach, very enthusiastic. So, it's pretty cool to kind of have that. All right, you wear number 5. Yeah. Have you ever always worn number 5? Is there a reason kind of behind you wearing that?
Yeah, so I used to wear number 5 when I was a kid. I think when I first started playing, and then as I grew older and stuff like that, and I started getting like closer in my faith and stuff. 5 in the Bible means God's grace. So just knowing that He's watching over me and He's protecting me through everything. Yeah, no, that's definitely a good reason and something that people might not even know. Just like the reasoning behind why you wear number 5 or why you wear a certain bracelet or certain things like that athletes do kind of just. That kind of helps their mental state to kind of when you're on the court or on the field or something like that. Yeah. All right. So we got to have during fall camp head coach Billy Donovan come in. He spoke to us just kind of basically about the culture of the University of Florida, what it takes to have success. Obviously, his past, being a part of the national championships, the amazing runs that he has. Has he kind of ever had the chance to come and talk to you guys or kind of give you guys some motivation to the team? Yeah, so he came back probably like a year or two ago and just talked to us, and it was basically like just putting the team first. I mean, Florida has a great tradition in football and basketball, so just knowing that you're playing for the people that played before you. So just knowing that. It's not just about you, it's about the team and just Florida as a whole, and just going out there and putting that Florida jersey on means a lot. Yeah, no, definitely. And that's kind of same kind of culture we use in football. I think just at the University of Florida having the culture and understanding of it's not just always about you. It's bigger than your name. It's the logo that's on your chest and it's who you're representing as the university as a whole. So I mean, a guy like that, Coach Donovan, I mean, he's been through it all. He's seen it all. So that's definitely super cool. We were chatting up a little bit before this. You were talking about
the craziest kind of stadium you played in? I know I told you Tennessee is one of the stadiums. They do the checkerboard. What's kind of the craziest stadium you've played in, whether or not it's loud or something that they do that's just different?
I'll probably say at Auburn it gets pretty loud in there, and their friends are like right on the court, so that definitely helps them out. It's small in there too, so it's easy to pack it out. So I'll probably say Auburn.
Yeah, and it gets crazy. It's like a third down on defense when you're shooting a free throw. Everyone's just kind of
going crazy,
and get loud. No, that's super cool. All right, so I was going to ask you a little bit about how. So obviously I know, but for the people that don't know, how like basketball works during the entire season, right? And then you go to the SEC tournament, and then you have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
What does that look like? Is that kind of you're placing for the SECs, and then if you're kind of the top ranked, you're going into the NCAA tournament?
Yeah. So like last year, we were like top 5 in the conference. I think we made it to the SEC championship. So we ended up losing the championship, but that same night the bid selection came on, so we got to see what seed we were and stuff like that. But it really just depends on your seeding during the regular season. I mean, the more games you win, the better are your seeding to be in the NCAA tournament. So just winning is the main thing.
Yeah. So I think that tournament was in Nashville, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So were you guys in Nashville after you guys played and got to see the bidding?
Yeah. So we actually stayed like 5 minutes from Broadway. We were right on the main strip of Nashville. So as soon as the game was over, we went back to the hotel, put the little stream on, and watched it. We weren't in a good mood because we lost, but I mean, it was cool to see us getting selected.
Yeah, definitely have the opportunity. I know that's something I've always been looking forward to, going to those big time games, and then just having the opportunity. I know. We have a cool little thing we do on paper where all the players we'll make a little bracket and stuff like that, and we'll have Florida going all the way.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm excited to make those this year with the guys, and then just be able to kind of have the opportunity to watch you guys play. I know it's an amazing thing every time.
For sure.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll hop right into it. It's the rapid fire questions. I didn't let them see them before, so we'll hop right into it. Rapid fire questions, 9 questions, 90 seconds, brought to you by Florida Victorious, Will Richards. Let's get it. All right, your favorite NBA player?
Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson, shooting threes.
I like shooting,
Other sport that you think you could play besides basketball?
I would say football, but I don't think I could get hit, so I'm going to go with baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah, I'm going to go with baseball.
Can't take it. Yeah. All right, LeBron or Michael Jordan?
LeBron.
Is that because
I grew up watching LeBron. If I got to see MJ, I'll probably be able to have a more fair.
See, it's a big controversial thing. I don't know. I kind of play both sides, but I feel like LeBron in that era would have just went crazy.
He would have went
with
crazy.
His physicality and everything. All right, best atmosphere you played in basketball stadium, you said Auburn.
Yeah, I'll go Auburn.
Auburn, definitely loud over there. The little Eagles. All right, last shot to take the game. Who are you passing to? Are you taking it yourself? What are you doing?
Man, I like our team. I feel like anybody who's on the court is able to take that last shot. But last shot, I'm just going.
Careful what you
anybody on the court can take it. I'm gonna go with that.
He's trying to be nice about it.
Anybody on the court can take it.
All right, drafted by any NBA team, where would you want to go? Ideally.
Man, I'll be good with anywhere. I just won't want to be in the cold, to be honest. But I mean, I won't mind being close to home. I won't mind being in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Yeah,
that would definitely cool. Best dancer on the team.
Best dancer.
Can't be Oliver.
Nah, no rhythm at all. I'll probably say myself. I think I got some moves. I got some.
All right, your best Todd Golden moment.
Man,
has there been a time where I know he's a young guy, so
we beat Tennessee at home my sophomore year, and we're in the locker room, and he looks at me and he's like, "Headbutt me right now," and I'm like, "Nah, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not about to headbutt you." But he was so serious, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, I get we won, but it's not that serious." Yeah, nah.
Maybe once he's channeling his inner football.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you got that.
All right, I got to see this online when I was prepping for everything. It said you had a hidden talent of singing.
Yeah.
What's your go-to song that you're singing?
Man, I used to sing in the choir when I was little. I used to lead songs in the children's choir, but I'm trying to think. I like some Ed Sheeran. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah, I'll go.
That means you got the good vocals.
Yeah, I got a little something. I
won't put you on the spot.
I can't do it right now though.
All right, so I do this every time. I make the guys draw something of my choice.
I bet.
All right, so I've done the Gator logo. I've done a whole bunch of different things. I had Jeremy on from Australia. I had him draw the Opera House.
Yeah.
All right, so you said you love to play in Atlanta.
Yeah.
All right, first round, you just got drafted. You're going to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You got to draw their logo.
Man.
You got 30 seconds to draw your best logo. You're in the green room. Your whole family's back there.
Let me see. This gonna look crazy.
No pressure.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, if drawing doesn't work out, you got your singing career.
Yeah, I got something. I got something to fall back on.
You got some options to fall back on, so it'll be all right.
Man, this gonna look bad.
All right, 15 seconds.
Yo, this is crazy. We're gonna go with that.
Just go with this?
We're gonna go
All
with that.
right, we'll see what you got.
It's supposed to be a hawk. We tried.
That's
something.
your Atlanta Hawks logo.
Tried something.
First round draft pick. All right. Once again, this isn't possible without Florida victorious Will Richards. Great game last night. I'm excited to watch you guys this next upcoming season. And just, good luck to you. Thanks again for coming on and spending the time.
Sure, appreciate you.
Yeah, episode 9, Wingo out.